Welcome back to Inherited Dawn, the One Piece podcast that feels the weight of every single promise. We are breaking down Chapter 108, 100 Bounty Hunters.
And what a title. It's not an exaggeration.
Not even a little bit. We start this chapter with everyone sleeping off a feast, and we end it with Roronoa Zoro, first mate of the Straw Hat Pirates, single-handedly dismantling an entire organization's welcome wagon.
He doesn't just dismantle them, he makes them question their entire worldview.
He really does. If you're a fan of watching one man become a natural disaster, you might want to chart a course to our subscribe button. We do this every week and the waves are only getting bigger. But let's get into it. The whole crew is passed out, except one.
Zoro's awake. He's always awake, isn't he? Standing watch. It's such an integral part of his character. While Luffy's the engine, always pushing forward, Zoro is the keel, providing stability and security. The crew can sleep soundly because they know he's on guard.
It's the first mate's duty. The captain can dream big because he knows his number two is handling the immediate threats. And Zoro doesn't just wait for a threat to announce itself. He walks right up to Mr. 8 and calls them out. He says he knows their Baroque Works.
There's no hesitation. He's been observing, listening. While everyone else was enjoying the party, a part of him was analyzing. He noticed the discrepancies, the overly friendly welcome, the way they studied the crew. He's not just a fighter, he's perceptive.
Just lays it on the table, no messing around. I know who you are. And the immediate reaction from them is not, let's talk. It's, kill him. That tells you everything you need to know about this group.
It's a professional operation. Secrecy is paramount. Anyone who discovers the truth must be eliminated. There's no room for error. It's a chillingly efficient philosophy, a corporate mentality applied to assassination and espionage. You're not a person, you're a liability to be removed from the balance sheet.
And what's Zoro's reaction to being marked for death by 100 people? He just smirks. He draws his swords and says he's been wanting to try them out. 100 assassins are about to descend on him, and he sees it as a perfect field test. That is just prime Zoro.
He sees it as fun. It's a chance to dance with his new blades. We have to remember the context here. He's just recently acquired 2 new swords. Yubashiri, the light, skillful blade, and then there's the cursed Sandai Kitetsu, a sword that thirsts for blood. This isn't a chore for him, it's a joy. It's the first real opportunity to understand the soul of his new partners.
He's like a mechanic who just built a super custom engine and can't wait to redline it. The best way to learn what a tool can do is to push it to its absolute limit, and 100 bounty hunters is a pretty good limit.
It truly is his element. The fight kicks off immediately. A sniper on a roof tries to take him out, but Zoro just dips into a house like he's avoiding the rain. It's so casual. There's no, oh no, a sniper. It's just an environmental factor to be dealt with.
That's the thing people miss about Zoro. They see the 3 swords and the muscles and think he's just a bruiser. He's a tactician. He knows he can't just stand in the open against 100 gunmen. That's a suicide run. So what does he do? He immediately changes the battlefield. He goes from an open street into a confined space, forcing them to come to him.
He's not panicked at all. He assesses the situation, realizes he's surrounded, and his first instinct is to use the environment. He grabs a cable to block a volley of gunfire. It's not just a shield, it's a statement. He's using their own town, their own furniture against them. He's turning their home field advantage into a liability for them.
He's controlling the flow of battle from the first second. They think they've cornered him, but he's actually hurting them. He's making them waste ammunition, making them reveal their positions. Every move he makes is calculated.
He immediately goes on the offensive, bursting out of the building with Yubashiri leading the way. Oda makes a point to show us which sword he's using. Yubashiri is known for being incredibly light. You can see the lightness of that blade in his movements. It's a quick, precise strike to clear a path. He's already getting a feel for it.
Then some guy with a bazooka tries to blow him away. A whole bazooka at point-blank range, and Zoro just ducks under it. The rocket flies off and probably blows up half the town, but Zoro's already moved on. He's 3 steps ahead. The guy with the bazooka is playing checkers, and Zoro is playing 3D chess with swords.
The lack of concern for collateral damage from the Baroque Works agents is also telling. They are perfectly willing to destroy the town and the people in it, the very people they are supposed to be protecting as heroes, just to eliminate a single target. It speaks to the deep hypocrisy at the heart of the organization.
Absolutely, this whole town is just a front. It's a Venus flytrap, and they don't care if they burn the whole plant down to kill one fly.
It's at this point that Miss Monday gets involved directly. She heaves a huge barrel of liquor at him. We have to note her design. She is a physically imposing woman, clearly meant to be the muscle of this particular group.
And Zoro doesn't just dodge it or block it. He slices it into 4 perfect pieces mid-air, and the pieces fly off and knock out 4 different bounty hunters. That's not just strength, that's precision. That's art. He calculated the trajectory of the barrel, the angle of his slices, and the resulting paths of the pieces to hit specific targets. It's geometry, but with swords.
He turned their weapon into his own. It's an incredible display of skill. It also feels very much in the spirit of Whiskey Peak, this party town, that a barrel of booze is used in the fight. Oda loves that kind of environmental and thematic synergy. It's a moment of levity, but it's also deeply intimidating for the other 90-something people watching. This man can weaponize anything.
Right? It's perfect. But then he gets attacked from behind. A huge dude with a massive stone hammer comes down on him. A sneak attack while he's distracted. This should have worked.
And Zoro just sidesteps it like it's nothing. He doesn't even seem to look. It's pure instinct. The hammer smashes the ground where he was standing just a millisecond before, and Zoro turns around, one clean strike, and cuts the entire stone hammerhead in half.
The line he says almost to himself is what gets me. This one cuts through stone. The Sandai Kitetsu is remarkably sharp. He's learning about his sword in the middle of a life-or-death battle. He's having a conversation with his blade. He's not just using it, he's getting to know it.
He's communing with it. This is such a critical moment for his character and his relationship with this specific sword. This goes back to his philosophy with this sword. He didn't try to dominate the blade's curse. He seems to have accepted it. He put his own will on the line against it. And I think in doing so, he earned its respect.
Exactly. And now we're seeing the payoff. It's not just a tool, it's a partner. A very, very bloodthirsty partner.
And that's the key. He's not fighting its bloodlust, he's directing it. Notice what he cut. He cut the stone hammerhead, not the man holding it. I think the Sandai Kitetsu wants to cut flesh. Zoro's will is so strong that he can take that cursed desire and focus it on an inanimate object. He is the master of the cursed sword, not its victim. That's a crucial distinction that separates him from any other swordsman who might have tried to wield it.
It's incredible. Oda's been building that relationship between swordsman and sword since the moment he picked it up. That's not just a cool fight scene, it's character development through action. It tells us more about Zoro's willpower than any dialogue could.
After that, things get even stranger. A little boy runs at him with a knife.
Just a kid, and Zoro just casually flips the knife out of his hand with the back of his blade. He doesn't hurt the kid, just disarms him. But then a nun runs in, grabs the boy, and starts praying for protection.
It's a classic trap, an appeal to sentimentality. A normal person, even a hardened warrior, might hesitate. The sight of a nun protecting a child is a powerful, archetypal image. It's designed to make you pause, to question your actions.
But Zoro is not a normal person. He sees the cross she's holding start to smit smoke, and he doesn't miss a beat. He moves before the trap is even sprung, hits them both, and keeps going. There is zero hesitation.
It says so much about Baroque Works. They are willing to use children as combatants and hide weapons and holy symbols. There is no line they won't cross. This gives us our first real taste of the kind of enemy Baroque Works is, and the nature of its leader. It's pragmatism taken to a sociopathic extreme.
And Zoro sees right through it. His focus is absolute. Protect the crew, survive the battle. Everything else is noise. He's not going to get bogged down by their dirty tricks. This is why he's the first mate. Luffy has a huge heart and can sometimes be tricked by appeals to emotion. Zoro is the hardened shield that protects that kindness. He will be the demon so Luffy can be the hero.
Speaking of his focus, Oda's author comment this week was about a text he was trying to send that kept getting rejected. He sounded so frustrated. I guess even a master of intricate long-term plotting can't beat technology sometimes.
That's amazing. Even Oda deals with bad cell service. Maybe he should try sending a Denden Mushi.
It seems more reliable. Back in the fight, Zoro continues to use the town itself as a weapon. He climbs a ladder with a dozen guys chasing him up it.
And then just pushes the ladder off the building. They all go down in a heap. It's so simple, but so effective. He's making them defeat themselves. He's using their own momentum, their own eagerness to get him as the weapon. It's brilliant.
He then leaps to an adjacent roof. The bounty hunters follow, of course, clambering onto the same roof to corner him. They're driven by mob mentality at this point. They see him isolated on a rooftop and think, we've got him now.
But it's another trap. He leads them right to a spot he'd already cut a giant hole in. They all just run straight into it and fall through. It's almost comical how easily he's outthinking them. He's playing with them. He's not just defeating them, he's humiliating them. He's making them look like fools.
He is, but the fight's not quite over. This is where Oda reminds us that even Zoro isn't perfect. He gets a bit complacent, maybe enjoying himself a little too much, and Miss Monday gets the drop on him. She swings a ladder at him from behind.
He ducks it just in time, but she's on him. She grabs him by the neck with one hand, and her other hand, she clocks him right in the face with a punch that has this insane visual effect. It's drawn with these heavy impact lines. It's clear she has some kind of superhuman strength.
For a moment, it looks like Zoro might actually be in trouble. She caught him off guard, and she's clearly one of the stronger members of this group. She's not just some random bounty hunter. The other 100 were fodder. Miss Monday is presented as a genuine threat on her own terms.
You think this is the real challenge. All the fodder is gone, and now it's time for the mini-boss. She's got him held by the throat, ready to deliver another blow. This is the moment where we, the audience, lean in.
And then Zoro just looks at her. No fear, no panic. There's a close-up on his eye, and it is completely cold. The fun is over. The game has ended.
He grabs her punching hand with his own, just stops it cold, and he challenges her right there. He challenges her to a contest of raw, physical strength, her specialty. He doesn't go for a sword. He doesn't try a fancy technique. He meets her on her ground.
And she loses. It's not even a contest. The paneling is brilliant. We see her straining, muscles bulging, veins popping on her forehead, and Zoro's expression doesn't change at all. He's not even trying.
He just overpowers her completely, squeezes her hand until she gives up. He meets her on her own terms in the one area she's supposed to dominate and proves that her greatest strength is absolutely nothing compared to his. It is a soul-crushing defeat for her. It's not just a loss, it's an invalidation of her entire identity as a fighter.
It's a statement. He was having fun before, testing his swords, using his wits. This is the first moment he reveals a glimpse of his true power. He lets the mask of the playful swordsman slip, and what's underneath is terrifying to them. It's a monster. It's the raw, indomitable will that defines him.
This is what makes Luffy's crew so scary. The world thinks they know their power levels from a piece of paper, a bounty poster, and they are always, always wrong. They look at Luffy's 30 million and assume his crew must be weaker than that, and then Zoro pulls a stunt like this.
Which leads us directly to the end of the chapter. Mr. 8 is watching this whole thing in disbelief. He sees Zoro effortlessly crush the superhumanly strong Miss Monday after single-handedly neutralizing 100 of his agents.
And he comes to the only logical conclusion he can based on the world he knows.
The bounty poster is wrong.
He says it out loud. 30 million berries for the captain? He looks at Zoro, this absolute demon of a man who just dismantled 100 bounty hunters for a warm-up, and thinks this must be the real captain of the crew.
It's a fantastic punchline to the entire chapter. Zoro's display of power is so overwhelming that it literally breaks their understanding of how a pirate crew is structured. In their world, a world of hierarchies and power levels, the strongest individual is always the one in charge. they can't conceive of a world where this man is a subordinate.
Because in any other crew, he would be the captain, but this is the Straw Hat crew, and that's why they're different. That's why they're going to conquer the world. It's not just one strong guy, it's a collection of monsters who trust each other completely. Super. That was just a perfect chapter for Zoro.
It reestablishes him perfectly after the events at the Baratia and Arlong Park. At the Barati, he was humbled by Mihawk, the man he's chasing. At Arlong Park, he was severely injured and had to fight at a fraction of his strength. This chapter is the first time since his defeat that we see him completely unleashed and healthy. He's not just Luffy's swordsman. He is a force of nature in his own right.
Absolutely, and it leaves the Baroque Works agents completely terrified and confused. Where do they even go from here? Their entire welcoming party is unconscious. Their strongest fighter in the town was just effortlessly overpowered.
Their plan is in shambles, and the man they think is the captain is standing over them, not even breaking a sweat. It's a disastrous start for their operation against the Straw Hats. They thought they were luring in some rookie pirates, and they've just discovered they invited a demon to dinner.
I love it. What an absolute statement from our swordsman.
It sets an incredible tone for this arc. The enemy is a secret, professional organization, and the Straw Hats' first response is to accidentally punch them so hard their whole hierarchy gets confused. It's so perfectly in character for this crew.
If you have ever been so good at your job that you accidentally got mistaken for the boss, hit that like button. We've all been there. Right? Maybe not.
I can't say I have, no, but it does raise some interesting questions for the next chapter. What do you think happens now?
Okay, predictions. First off, Luffy is going to wake up. He's going to smell the lingering scent of battle, see all the unconscious bodies, and get furiously jealous that Zoro got to have a massive fight without him. I think we get a comedic Luffy-Zoro confrontation, with Luffy accusing Zoro of hogging all the fun, and Zoro just being like, "You were sleeping."
That feels very likely. For my first prediction, I think this misunderstanding about the captaincy is going to continue. I believe Mr. 8 will try to negotiate with Zoro directly, thinking he's the leader. He might offer him some kind of deal, which will only lead to more confusion when Zoro has no idea what he's talking about, and Luffy wanders in looking for meat. The comedy of errors will escalate.
Oh, that's good. I can see that. For my second one, I think we're going to see a named two-sword style technique. This chapter was Zoro testing the waters, getting a feel for the blades. Next chapter, he's going to have to fight someone real. Maybe a higher-ranking Baroque Works agent shows up, and he's going to unleash an actual named attack with Yubashiri and the Kitetsu together for the first time. He's done learning. Now it's time to perform.
A solid prediction. My second thought is that we'll be properly introduced to the next tier of Baroque Works agents. This welcoming committee was clearly the C-Team, the frontier agents. Now that Zoro has proven the Straw Hats are a legitimate threat, the organization will have to send in more serious players. I think we'll see the next tier of agents make their official appearance as a direct response to Zoro's overwhelming show of force. The organization is escalating its response.